Going back to John Audubon's drawings of white-throated sparrows, it was recognized that some had a prominent white stripe, while some had a tan stripe. Audubon attributed this to a gender difference. That was not correct. Later, up through the 1960s, it was common to depict this difference as being the adult form versus the immature form. That turned out not to be correct. Instead, there are two different color morphs in the population. So there are white-striped males and white-striped females, and tan-striped males and tan-striped females. Interestingly, each makes up about a quarter of white-throated sparrow populations. There are other types of birds where there are variations in color. There are different color morphs. For example, screech owls have a gray phase and a red phase. However, in white-throated sparrows, this is much, much more complicated. The gene which determines coloration travels alongside the other genes which are located near to it on the chromosome. And since this linkage group travels together, it could be referred to as a supergene. And since other genes in this group, there are more than 1,000 genes which occur in this area spanning 100 million DNA base pairs. They determine traits other than color, such as mate choice, aggression, parental care, and other behaviors. So white-striped birds are not only receiving a specific allele of the white stripe pigmentation gene, but also specific forms of behavioral genes. The reason these genes tend to stay together is that there is an inversion of the chromosome. Note that on the white chromosome, the pink bar is on top, while on the tan chromosomes it is on the bottom. And this inversion, quote, suppresses crossing over, or the rearranging of these alleles. In reality, it doesn't suppress crossing over. It's just that when crossing over occurs, the embryos are likely to die, so that one doesn't see offspring born after a crossover event that involved an inversion of a chromosome occurs. Because variations in multiple genes are inherited together, there are more than just color differences which separate these two morphs. In aggression, white-striped males are more aggressive than tan-striped males as measured by their singing, their territorial singing, their singing in response to an intruder. White-striped females are more aggressive than tan-striped females, both physically and in their singing. It is of note that the female white-striped females sing, the tan-striped females typically do not. Tan-striped males provide more parental care, providing more foraging to get food for the young than do white-striped males. One study found that this was especially pronounced with the first brood of offspring, but perhaps not in subsequent broods if they were replaced. And some studies have concluded that the tan-striped females provide more parental care than the white-striped females. Other studies have not replicated that. White-striped males have higher levels of the hormones testosterone and DHT. White-striped females have higher levels of estrogen, while tan-striped females have higher levels of luteinizing hormone. The brain tissue of white-striped birds has a higher level of the hormone vasotocin, while the tan-striped brain tissue has a higher level of the hormone vasoactive intestinal peptide known to affect behavior. The brain tissue of female tan-striped sparrows has higher number of nerve cells responding to the hormone GnRH.